So along comes the two Doctors, which for the briefest moment actually fit perfectly into continuity. The Doctor and Jamie in the TARDIS on their own, which would fit absolutely perfectly between the stories of Fury from the Deep and The Weary Space. Yes, Pat Trone and Fraser Hines did get older, but then again, that's what happens. They're not in the 60s console room, but that's because the 60s console was actually built into the 70s and 80s console. But you can let that slide.
Look at the size of that thing, Doctor.
Yes, Jamie, that is a big one.
And everything's going well until...
We don't usually get to where you say we're going.
I got Victoria to where she wanted to go. Why she wants to learn graphology, I have no idea.
Ah. Will we ever get back to her, though?
Of course we will.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Now, this does prove to be a very small problem, but the fact that Victoria left the Doctor and Jamie at the end of Fury from the Deep, but she didn't learn to go off and learn graphology. She was actually fostered by the Harrises. So what is actually going on here is a bit of a mystery, but it still seems to be rehardening into certainty, this sort of 6B theory. Because during the time of the 60s, when a companion or anybody leaves, or when the TARDIS leaves somewhere, the idea is that the chances that they'll actually see each other again is very remote. So the second Doctor wouldn't have control of the TARDIS. In fact, during the entire 60s, neither William Hartnell or Patrick Troughton's Doctor ever had any control of the TARDIS. They couldn't say, oh, we're going here, there and everywhere, and actually get there. I mean, you know, it just didn't happen.
At the moment, we have other things to worry about. Look at this.
What? Hey, I've not seen that before.
It's not been here before. It's a teleport control. You'd think I never flown a TARDIS solo.
What's it do?
It gives the Time Lords dual control. Infernal cheek. I shall complain when this is over.
And so season 6B rears its ugly mush again, simply because during the second Doctor's, in fact during the first and second Doctor's era, the Time Lords were never mentioned by name until the War Games. So the fact that Jamie and the Doctor are talking about the Time Lords quite casually, and the fact that they now have complete control or dual control over a TARDIS, would mean that they are actually present in the Doctor and Jamie's immediate circumstances.
I remember it very clearly, Doctor. You came to our inauguration, bearing fraternal greetings from Gallifrey.
Yes, yes. That was before I fell from favour. I'm a bit of an exile these days.
Yes, I heard something about that. But you still act on their instructions.
It's the price I pay for my freedom.
Needless to say, we've had no support at all from your people.
What a story. You can't have expected help from the Time Lords. Their policy is one of strict neutrality.
Nonetheless, there's been widespread disappointment among the other Third Zone governments.
Don't chide me, Dastari. I'm simply a messenger. Officially, I'm here quite unofficially.
You'll explain that paradox, I know.
I'm a pariah, exiled from Time Lord society, so they can always deny sending me.
And why have they sent you?
They have been monitoring the experiments in time travel of the Professors Kurtz and Reimer. They want them stopped.
And therein lies the last nail in the coffin, the fact that the Doctor refers to the fact that he has been asked by the Time Lords to go to Dastari about Kurtz and Reimer's experiment. This doesn't actually mean that it might be set in 6B, it means that the two Doctors is season 6B.
So it seems the second Doctor did indeed become a Time Lord agent. With a little help from his sixth self, they stopped the Androgams and the Sontarans from gaining time travel.
All this can be argued that it is entirely circumstantial, because there's 20 years of continuity to actually keep track of, and that's a difficult thing. And I'm not one to criticise, because the second Doctor's era, as well as the three Doctors, the five Doctors and the two Doctors, they are absolutely superb stories. So all of this can indeed wash under, and it's just the fans making unusual connections between points in continuity that probably don't make sense when you actually think about it. So it can actually be argued that season 6B doesn't actually exist until BBC Books.